Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. Here's me today. I have a diamond in the rough. I want you guys to meet. This here is JaMichael McGoy Jr., defensive back out of Tennessee Martin. Nice to have you today, sir.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate it.
I want to get a chance to meet you. On a lot of preseason watch lists, man. We have ourselves here an exciting, dynamic athlete, and just kind of want to learn more about you and share your story with people. So, Jamichael, go ahead and introduce yourself so we can get going.
Yeah, JaMichael McGoy from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Went to Buchanan High School. Now I've been at Tennessee Martin for 5 years now. Well, this will be my fifth year. Um, it's been a great experience. I'm glad for you having me on.
Yeah, kind of want to walk through the early stages of you. First, Jamichael, if you don't mind, just let me know how long have you been playing football?
I started in sixth grade, uh, so I don't know how many years that is, but since sixth grade.
Don't make me do the math. We'll figure it out eventually. But since sixth grade, that puts it what through
I think 11
12
maybe.
years, more
Yeah.
or less. Been doing it for quite some time. Attended Boyd Buchanan High School there in Tennessee. Talk about your days in high school before we get going, man. Because I mean, I know you were a standout track and field athlete there as well.
Yeah, so in high school I did football and track. Football was my main sport, obviously, and I'm still playing it to this day. Um, I like track, but I thought football was the way to go. But they helped each other, so
I mean, of course, because I mean, obviously you're building up your speed, understanding, of course, how to get out of your breaks. And so some of your numbers in track and field are really good. So I mean, we are looking at a guy with some 4.3 type speed, but kind of want to get the track numbers. So what are those PRs you bring to the table as we go back a few years?
I think in college I ran 21 point something, and I think my AAU year, in between high school and college, I ran 10.7 or 10.6, something like that, I believe so. So
Yes.
it's
So
definitely helped on the football field.
obviously, that sort of speed does translate to the football field. It is a little different, I guess, playing as a guy on the football field versus running on a track. How is the training different? Can you walk me through that somewhat?
Um, to be honest, I'll say the track training was a little bit more fun, a little bit more competitive. I guess football is an ultimate competitive sport, but you're with your team. Track is you versus the guy next to you. So
Yeah, and often
I
it's
think the track
against you.
workout's a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So
but some of the times, like when you're training, like your speed training, so it's a little different in that effect. And of course, there's a whole lot more that goes into this, football side of thing, when you're studying your opponent. But anything more you want to add to that?
I think track and field is a little bit more, like you said, time oriented. Your coach wants you to hit your times throughout the season, throughout training. Football's more, you do your assignment, you get your assignment done. You work on your feet, you work on your hands, you work on whatever it might be. I think track's a little bit more like a schedule compared to football.
Yeah, and I know it's been forever, but when I did it like forever ago, like you kind of had to like stay in your lane as a track athlete,
Yeah.
and make sure you're running in a straight line. Whereas like you're not always doing that on the football field. So I mean, you certainly have to develop like some lateral quickness and such. As well as, of course, the football IQ. But Jamichael, obviously, that does bring a huge part of your game, and that is your speed and track and field background, right? How did that play into your recruiting and how you ultimately ended up at UT Martin? I mean, was it always them, or talk me through that process if you don't mind?
So out of high school, I actually was being recruited as a receiver, and the old receivers coach here really liked my speed, how I can get vertically down the field. So that played a big factor in my recruiting out of high school for most schools. But I think every school that recruited me kind of wanted me to transition to DB at some point throughout my career. So DB's got to be fast, especially at corner.
So, why UT Martin? What made that school stand out as to the one that you decided to go with?
It just felt like home. The coaches called me every day. They texted me every day. The old coach, Jay McIntyre, um, he pursued me heavy. He wanted me heavy, and I felt like we could really build a bond, and we have. So you know,
So, you know, you've been there. You said this is now your fifth season, right?
yeah, correct.
And so this past season did fairly well for you. I mean, you had, gosh, 18 pass breakups there on All American list, first team, all conference, all these things. Uh, Preseason, you were named to the Buck Buchanan Award watch list. Um, Also, you were listed amongst Bruce Feldman's Freaks list. Um, how do you feel about some of these lists and accolades that you've been given, man? Are you just kind of talk through that, maybe sense of pride or something, but talk through some of these things that you've been able to do so far.
To me personally, they all come blessings from God. Without God, I don't think I would have been able to get any of them. But my teammates are a great help. If the D line doesn't pass rush, if the linebackers don't cover their assignments, I don't get that ability to be comfortable back there breaking up the ball and catching interceptions. So, you know, thanks to my Lord and Savior, and thanks to my teammates, my coaches for putting me in a position to be there. It's definitely all a factor. But at the end of the day, I got to go up and compete. And, last year I was able to compete and get those awards. So, I'm appreciative. And
Cool. One of the things that Bruce Feldman's list mentioned that you're a guy running in like the 4.3s, which is really awesome. And they also listed that you had a 41-inch vertical. Can you, I guess, confirm these sorts of things?
yeah, I can definitely confirm those things. The 4.3s, those came from, I think, going into my senior year of high school. I was training heavy with track, with my AU track coach every single day, trying to get faster and faster each and every day. So that was my main focus for a really long time, getting my speed down so it can translate to football.
Cool. Want to allow you to talk up UT Martin just a little bit because I mean, of course, they're the ones who pursued you, wanted you to come to the program, be a part there. But also the school, man. I mean, you are a student athlete, so I mean, what's it like being a student at UT Martin?
Being a student at UT Martin is great. The teachers, it's all kind of small classrooms, so the teachers really can be hands on with you and help you learn. Um, then, I transitioned over to the football building, once again, small school, so it's right down the street. Going to the football building, the class, the dorm, it's all close. So it's been great. It's been a great experience for me.
Cool. You have a favorite teacher that you've encountered during your time there in school?
Um, Tony Buford, he wasn't a teacher, but he was an advisor. He moved on to a different job on campus, so I don't see him as much, but he definitely helped me a lot, getting my classes down and getting me tutors and things like that. So,
Cool. Well, let's shift to the football side of things, man. I mean, of course, we're looking at a very experienced corner there. So let's talk up that defense and your role in it. So a lot of great guys coming out of that program. Talk through, your role in it over the years.
of course, as a younger player, the role was a lot smaller. I had to learn from some older guys, some guys that did some great things, like O'Shea Baker, Jay Woods, at corner. They both did some great things before me, so I just learned from them, grew, got some playing time young, and I think that was a great help for me. Um, but every year the role's growing larger, all the way up into a leader role now. So I've just been blessed to be able to keep on performing. My teammates keep on pushing me. The other corners push me. The receivers push me. The D line pushes me to be the best me I can be. So
Well, putting you in a position to really do well. How would you define you as a corner? Like, what kind of guy are we looking at? I mean, are you typically playing in off coverage, zone coverage? Are you up in somebody's grill? Like, talk about, just kind of like, maybe some of your better attributes as a player and how you're able to go out there and execute on a regular basis.
so we mix it in a lot. We mix in cover three, we mix in quarters, we mix in man. I think when I am in man coverage, I'm like a net. I stay up on the receiver, which gives me the ability to break the ball away, and my speed helps with that. When we're in quarters, it kind of turns into a match kind of man thing down the field, and that's also kind of sort of man coverage. So just being up on the receivers, being able to be a net, being able to break up the ball. Then in cover three, being able to come down, cover two, whatever it might be, just being able to be around the ball and make plays.
Great. Uh, Obviously, for a guy like yourself, like when you do get an opportunity to, get a job at the next level, most people are going to want you to step back into that role, being a key special teams contributor. Can you talk about your own experience on special teams? Maybe if there's even like a particular position on special teams that you enjoy the most.
So of course, being a corner, I've played a lot of gunner and I've played a lot of jammer and punt return. So I think I've done a good job of both of those throughout my career. I used to be a gunner on kickoff as well. So I think I've accumulated a good bit of tackles and stats from that throughout the years. I think I like the gunner on punt the most.
Cool. What's your take on like I guess the newer side of things, like at the professional level, when we are looking at like some of these, new kickoff formations where like, people are a little closer and all of that. Like, I don't know, like, do you like it? I don't know. I'm just trying to feel this out a little bit for you as a guy, on the special team side of things.
Um, I think it was kind of weird watching it at first, but you got to adapt when the game adapts. So you got to learn to love it, or
Yeah, I mean,
there's
it's
nothing
not so
else you can
bad. I
do
mean,
about it. I
it's
mean,
growing on me.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and I mean, I just saw a guy the other day like run like 50 yards on a kickoff. So, I mean, like people are still able to, make,
hmm
exciting plays. But of course, guys like you are trying to shut that down before it gets going. And so, very effective gunner when given that opportunity. I mean, I know here lately, probably not giving you too many more of those because like they really want you out there regularly on defense. But I don't know, maybe you can try to convince some of your coaches to get you out there every now and then. So, uh, want to talk up some of your best highlights. Looking back at last season, you guys were actually able to win a conference championship. So
yes, sir.
let's walk through last season before we get to the conference championship. Kind of wanted to talk about one of your earlier moments where you had an interception because I was trying to find like some games where you had that. And the one that came to mind, I think it was one of your first, if not the first last year, up against North Alabama. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, yeah, I do. Yes, sir.
Talk about it.
If I'm not mistaken, we were in a man coverage on a third down. I think I'm not too sure. I know we were in man coverage. It was a condensed set. Um, um, he ran a corner route, and I just played the ball. I saw the ball coming. I don't think he necessarily knew the ball was coming out that quick. I think the pressure got there. The pressure got there. I got to be able to turn around, see my receiver, see the ball, and get the interception. So
Cool. And then of course later in the season, you guys were, matched up against Lindenwood, where that game ended up going into overtime. Again, you had an interception in that game. Um, do you remember that moment? That obviously that was a grueling matchup, but talk through that if you don't mind.
Yeah, so that was one in the game situation. It probably should have been knocked down, but it kind of fell in my hands before I could knock it down. So, next time definitely a ball that should be knocked down, but I guess the interception goes on the stat sheet. So,
Hey, it's fine, man. I mean, you got to be an opportunist sometimes, right? And turnovers are important. You got to get turnovers, and I think it's, you know, second nature sometimes. If it's there, you want to catch it. And so it worked out for you in that particular sense. You guys did do well last season, ended up going to the playoffs, ended up finally with a 9-5 record. Any other lasting memories from last year that you want to talk through? Any moment that sticks out or what?
um, I think winning the conference championship was pretty big. We've done that every year I've been in college so far, so it's been big every year. But that was pretty big. Winning that first playoff game on the road in New Hampshire was pretty big. Um, it's games like that the team is super hyped up after. I
So
think those are definitely my biggest moments.
So obviously, that was last year. This year, starting a little off. Hopefully, getting back on, the winning streak here very soon for you guys. Um, how you guys going to close it out and get there again, man? Talk up some of your teammates and how you guys are going to come together and win some more games this year.
So we got great players all the way through and throughout. Offensive side, defensive side, the receivers from Faison to the quarterback Jace, DBs Lamarion, Josh Hastings, Jacob Stevenson. I mean, we have the D line, everybody. I mean, we have good players everywhere. It's just about gelling together and practicing hard. It all comes from practice, You know, having a good week of practice. You typically win the game. It's hard to say you lose a game after a good week of practice. So just going throughout the weeks, having great weeks of practice. I think everything will be fine. Everything will work out how it needs to.
Great. Well, a lot of good talent there, and so of course you guys are gonna position yourselves to win as many games as you can. Hopefully, get that conference championship opportunity once again this season. So, JaMichael, kind of want to step off the football field for a little bit, see if there's more about you that you want people to know. Any interesting fun facts or something, man? Talk to me about you.
Um, I like to fish. I like to watch movies. Um, I like to hang out with my family. I think my family is like really important to me. So as much time I can get with them as I can, you know, I try to. Um, I don't really do too much. That's about it. Fish, family, and watch movies. That's about it outside of football. Of course, go to school, but
Right, right. No, I get that. I kind of want to feed off of some of those answers. You said, again, when you're sitting back, relaxing, watching some telly. So, what are you watching, man? You have a favorite TV show? You on Netflix? Binge watching something? Talk to me.
my favorite TV shows of all time is probably Naruto, Young Justice, and I just started back watching Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'm getting back into that,
All right,
from my
so
childhood. I like
so
I
we got
like
an
things
anime
to keep
guy.
me young. Yeah, a little bit. Not too much of an anime guy, but I like to watch a little bit of anime.
Cool. Uh, favorite superhero?
Spider-Man. I think that's like a generic answer, but just from a kid, the Spider-Man movies was always the best, you know.
I think it's an underrated ability, and it's more I think it's just more cool.
Yeah,
So just
definitely.
the fact that he is what he is, and he's a normal guy with normal problems too. So I
Mm.
kind of like that. It's not like he's some rich guy or he's invincible or something along those lines. So um you a superstitious kind of guy, like you got to put your socks on a certain way, like before you getting ready, to get out there and go play. Like, talk to me. Like, or do you have like a song you got to listen to or what?
So I guess I would say I'm a little superstitious. I've been wearing the same pair of socks pretty much every game. The only time I'll wear a different pair of socks if it's really cold out. But I've been wearing the same pair of socks every game since 2021, my freshman year. And
Well,
they're tore up and look like netting, but I still put them on pretty much every game. And I
Uh,
do. My girlfriend prays over me right before I go out, before every game. So that
it's
that has
good,
to
man.
happen. Both of those have to happen before every game.
Yeah, you got to have the ratty socks. I mean, whatever helps you, get your mind right. Of course, never a bad idea to say a little prayer too. So, I definitely appreciate that one. Uh, I don't know if you can remember, maybe perhaps last song played on your iPod.
Last song played, I'm not sure. Probably something from Wife and Lucci, or probably something from. It probably was probably documentary from Wife and Lucci. That's probably actually what it was.
All right, all right. Appreciate that one. Uh, do you have a celebrity that you'd love an opportunity to meet, whether it be actor, musician, athlete, anybody you're a huge fan of who you would love to sit down and have like chit chat, maybe a meal with?
Um, Football wise, probably Jalen Ramsey. We're both Tennessee guys. Both went to private schools in Tennessee. He's a lot older than me, but one of the best corners to ever play. So definitely would love to sit down and talk to him. Um, Outside of football, though, um, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. It's just
If
so
you
many good
can't think
answers
of
out there that I
somebody, it's
could say.
fine. It's not a big
Somebody,
deal.
somebody who knows how to make a lot of money, probably somebody who could teach me how to make a lot of money, somebody like
Okay.
that.
What are you doing as a student? What's your major there?
So my major is business management. I actually graduate this December coming up, so I'm excited for that, ready for that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have you thought what might come after football, whether it be 5, 10, 15 years down the line? I mean, how you might utilize that degree?
So my degree is coming in business management. I would like to manage some kind of business. I'm not too much sure what kind yet, but I kind of like the supply chain. I kind of like the factory kind of aspect. But also, owning a retail store, fast food, or whatever it might be, being the manager or owner of something big that, know,
Well, obviously, before that happens, we got a lot of football to play. Hopefully,
yeah,
more
of
than just
course.
this year. Hopefully, you get your opportunity in the pros as well. Dude, as we close up shop, talk to us one more time about what you bring to the table as a player. Talk to all those scouts out there, maybe perhaps all those doubters who are wondering whether McGoy is a real deal type athlete who's going to, be a huge contributor. So go ahead and close with your thoughts.
I definitely think I'm a net when it comes to breaking up the ball. Of course, we've talked about the stats, but if you watch a game, you'll see it throughout the game. Of course, my speed as well. The speed is a big factor. You want a fast corner. You want a corner that can run down the field with those receivers. Um, my IQ, I think, is up there. We do a lot of two read, knowing when to break on that ball. When that two breaks out, or getting back to one. So I think all those things play a big factor in me as a player. I play with an edge. I'm a smaller guy, so I gotta go out there with an edge. We don't like to talk about size, but definitely gotta go out and play with an edge every time I step on the field.
Hey, it's okay to go out there with the maybe underdog mentality, where you have to kind of go
Always.
out there, show a little bit of grit and show that you actually belong out there and that you can make a lot of great plays. Again, last season, man, you were always around the ball, a lot of pass breakups. Ended up All American, first team All Conference, a lot of great things that happened beyond that. Of course, there are several people who believe you are a freak of an athlete, who displays like 4.3-esque speed. Certainly something that's going to carry you into the pros at some level and likely be a huge contributor on special teams. So, JaMichael, want to wish you all the best in this season and beyond. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Sure thing. Once again, JaMichael McGoy Jr., defensive back out of Tennessee Martin. Check him out.